Welcome to the ultimate DP-750 exam masterclass. I've earned 30 plus certifications, and I'm here to guide you to success on your exam. This PDF in the description is your shortcut. Use these strategies wisely and crack your exam in one go. Revise this PDF 2 to 3 times, and you'll feel the difference in your confidence. Let's jump straight into the most important questions for your success. Question 1. A data engineer receives periodic flat files in cloud storage and wants to load them into an existing Delta table using a SQL-based command. The workload is batch-oriented and does not require continuous streaming. Which command is most appropriate? A. Copy into. B. Merge into. C. Create view. D. Grant select. Correct answer A. Copy into. Explanation: Copy into is designed to incrementally load batch files from cloud storage into Delta tables. It tracks previously loaded files and avoids reprocessing the same data, making it ideal for periodic batch ingestion. Question 2. A fact table is often filtered by customer ID, but customer ID has millions of distinct values. The team is considering partitioning by customer ID to speed up queries. What should the team do? A. Partition by customer ID because high cardinality always improves pruning. B. Disable all data skipping features. C. Convert the table to CSV before partitioning. D. Avoid high cardinality partitioning and consider clustering or another layout strategy. Correct answer: D. Avoid high cardinality partitioning and consider clustering or another layout strategy. Explanation: High cardinality partitioning creates millions of small partitions and files, leading to poor performance and management overhead. Features such as liquid clustering or Z-ordering are usually better alternatives. Question 3. A streaming pipeline reads events from Azure Event Hubs and writes them to a Delta table. After a compute failure, the pipeline must resume from the last committed progress point. Which configuration should be used? A. A table comment. B. A Delta sharing share. C. A checkpoint location. D. A cluster tag. Correct answer: C. A checkpoint location. Explanation: Checkpointing stores metadata such as offsets and state information. After a failure, structured streaming uses the checkpoint to resume processing from the last successful point. Question 4. A scheduled Databricks workload must authenticate as a non-human identity to perform production data processing. Which identity should be used? A. Local administrator. B. Shared analyst account. C. Personal user account. D. Service principal. Correct answer: D. Service principal. Explanation: A service principal provides secure, non-interactive authentication for automated workloads. It avoids dependence on individual user accounts and supports production-grade automation. Question 5. A Delta table receives frequent streaming writes that create many small files. Query performance is degrading because queries scan too many files. Which operation should be scheduled? A. Describe history. B. Create recipient. C. Vacuum only. D. Optimize. Correct answer: D. Optimize. Explanation: Optimize compacts many small files into fewer larger files, reducing file scanning overhead and improving query performance. Question 6. A streaming aggregation groups events into 10-minute windows. Events can arrive up to 30 minutes late. The pipeline must accept late data within that delay while preventing unbounded state growth. Which configuration should be used? A. Watermarking. B. Z-ordering. C. Vacuum. D. Column masking. Correct answer: A. Watermarking. Explanation: Watermarking defines how long late arriving data should be accepted and allows Spark to clean up old state information, preventing unlimited memory growth. Question 7. A data engineering job requires a specific Python will package. The package should be available only to that job and should not affect other workloads in the workspace. Where should the package be configured? A. In the Unity Catalog Metastore. B. In an Azure Key Vault secret. C. As a job or compute library. D. As a table property. Correct answer, C. As a job or compute library. Explanation: job level or compute level libraries isolate dependencies to a specific workload. This prevents package conflicts with other jobs or clusters. Question 8. A group of business analysts needs to query governed Unity catalog tables by using SQL. They do not need to run notebooks or manage Spark cluster settings. Which compute option is most appropriate? A. SQL Warehouse. B. All-purpose compute. C. Single-user cluster. D. Cluster pool. Correct answer A. SQL Warehouse. Explanation: SQL warehouses are optimized for SQL analytics, dashboarding, and BI workloads. They provide governed access to Unity catalog data without requiring cluster administration. Question 9. A source JSON field named amount sometimes arrives as an integer, and sometimes as a string. The silver table requires a decimal type for accurate calculations. What should the transformation logic do? A. Store the value only in a table comment. B. Keep the value as a string permanently. C. Cast and validate the field during transformation. D. Disable schema enforcement. Correct answer, C. Cast and validate the field during transformation. Explanation: casting and validating the field ensures consistent data types and prevents calculation errors. Silver tables are responsible for data cleansing and standardization. Question 10. A data lake already contains Delta files in an ADLS Gen 2 path. The company wants to register the data in Unity Catalog while keeping the data in the existing storage location. Which table type should be created? A. Manage table. B. Temporary view. C. Materialize view. D. External table. Correct answer D. External table. Explanation: external tables allow Unity Catalog to manage metadata while leaving the physical data in its original storage location. Question 11. A batch process updates a Delta table incorrectly. The team needs to identify which operation introduced the bad data before deciding how to recover. Which command or capability should be used first? A. Optimize. B. Describe history. C. Copy into. D. Create catalog. Correct answer B. Describe history. Explanation: describe history displays the transaction log and provides details about operations, users, timestamps, and versions that modified the table. Question 12. After identifying a bad write to a Delta table, the team wants to revert the table to a previous known good version. Which operation should be used? A. Vacuum. B. Create recipient. C. Analyze table only. D. Restore. Correct answer D. Restore. Explanation: restore returns the table to a previous version using Delta Lake's transaction history and time travel capabilities. Question 13. A company wants to publish curated business metrics for executive dashboards. The data should be cleaned, aggregated, and optimized for consumption. Which medallion layer is most appropriate? A. Bronze. B. Gold. C. Landing. D. Raw. Correct answer B. Gold. Explanation: the gold layer contains business-ready, aggregated, and optimized datasets intended for reporting, dashboards, and analytics. Question 14. A lake flows Spark declarative pipeline loads order data into a curated table. If order_ID is null, the record must not be allowed into the target table, and the failed quality condition must be visible to the pipeline operator. Which feature should be used? A. Secret scope. B. Pipeline expectation. C. Cluster pool. D. Delta sharing provider. Correct answer, B. Pipeline expectation. Explanation. Pipeline expectations enforce data quality rules and provide visibility into records that violate defined conditions. Question 15. A data engineer wants to create a new delta table from the result of a select query in Databricks SQL. Which statement should be used? A. Create table as select. B. Vacuum. C. Restore table. D. Grant select. Correct answer, A. Create table as select. Explanation. Create table as select (CTS) creates and populates a new table directly from the results of a query. Question 16. A pipeline reads CSV files from cloud storage. Some rows contain unexpected extra columns or malformed values. The engineering team wants to retain problematic data for later review instead of silently losing it. Which capability is most relevant? A. Rescued data handling. B. Delta sharing. C. SQL warehouse caching. D. Cluster policy inheritance. Correct answer, A. Rescued data handling. Explanation. The rescued data column stores malformed or unexpected fields instead of discarding them, allowing later analysis and correction. Question 17. A delta table has obsolete files from previous versions. The team wants to reduce storage costs but must preserve the required time travel retention period. Which operation should be used carefully? A. Vacuum. B. Restore. C. Merge. D. Clone. Correct answer, A. Vacuum. Explanation. Vacuum permanently removes old files. Running it with a retention period shorter than required can break time travel and recovery capabilities. Question 18. A governance team wants to apply access policies based on tags such as data classification, business unit, and sensitivity level. Which Unity Catalog governance approach best matches this requirement? A. Attribute-based access control. B. Auto-loader schema inference. C. Photon query acceleration. D. Delta table vacuuming. Correct answer, A. Attribute-based access control. Explanation. Attribute-based access control, ABC, uses tags and metadata attributes to dynamically enforce governance and security policies. Question 19. A data engineer needs to rebuild a derived table from a select query while preserving the object name used by downstream queries. Which statement is most appropriate? A. Grant select on table. B. Describe history. C. Vacuum. D. Create or replace table as select. Correct answer, D. Create or replace table as select. Explanation. Create or replace table as select (CRTS) recreates the table while keeping the same object name, ensuring downstream dependencies continue to work. Question 20. A CSV source stores transaction_date as a string. Downstream users must filter by date ranges and calculate aging accurately. What should the transformation logic do? A. Store the date only in a comment. B. Keep the value as a string to avoid schema enforcement. C. Move the value to a secret scope. D. Cast the value to an appropriate date type. Correct answer, D. Cast the value to an appropriate date type. Explanation. Converting the string to a proper date or timestamp data type enables efficient filtering, comparisons, data arithmetic, and accurate reporting. Please revise full PDF 2 to 3 times for 100% success. Check the description for the PDF download link and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for upcoming episodes. Thank you.